Helena to join. Hi, Helena.
How are you?
Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Let me
Oh
see if I can
no,
turn up my volume.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Uh,
Can you hear me?
I don't think I can use my microphone for this.
Oh, that same thing happened last time actually too, I think.
Really? I think I can use my headset, but not this amazing microphone. But you can hear
Can
me.
you hear me now?
Yeah. Did you get logged in okay to this page and everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great, great. And
Yeah.
hi, Ashley. It's so great to see you. See you joined. I'm so excited all of you can join us tonight because we're just continuing this Facebook Live because we have a really special program we're launching around the first week in September. It's called From Heartbreak to Happily Ever After. And a lot of you have emailed me asking lots of questions about this program. And first of all, Helena, I'm so excited you can join me again. Helena's going to be part of this 3-day intensive.
Yes,
Thanks
thank
for
you
joining.
so much for inviting me. I'm so excited. I had so much fun last time. The time just flew by the last time we did one of these, so I'm so excited to be here.
I know. It was really, really fast. And I hope everybody can stick around and maybe we can answer a couple of your questions. But tonight we're going to talk about when a man makes excuses and he says he's confused, he's not really stepping up, he's making excuses instead. And why do they hold on to us? Why do they keep coming around and texting us and taking us on dates every couple of weeks? This is a strange phenomenon to us. And it really triggers a lot of us because it seems that there's always one man we really, really want. Right, Helena?
Absolutely, yes.
And we can't get him.
Yes.
He's confused or he's busy or he's hoping things will settle down one day.
Absolutely. I'm like laughing on the inside over here because I have heard that so and in my past. It's like of course, right? So yeah, and so many women are at this place. So many, even people I know, friends, family members, clients. So we really want to shed some light on this topic tonight, and this is going to be great.
Oh, yeah. And yes, Ashley, I know you can understand. Amy, you just joined with us. I know you can understand too. We have these men. There's always this one man who kind of can't get it together for some reason. And he's the one we want. Like, he's the one that is the answer to our heart. So we're going to talk about that tonight. It is such a fun topic to talk about because men really do make excuses when they're not ready to commit instead of just walking away. And women don't do that. When we're done with a man, I mean, it's like bye. It's goodbye and see you later, Have you experienced that done with a guy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just when you're done, you're done. But men are, like you said, are different. Men, just because they don't necessarily see a future with you, or maybe they're not looking to settle down and get married and that's what you want, it doesn't mean that they don't want that female attention. It doesn't mean that they don't want women around them, right?
They love it.
Hang out with and be friends with and sleep with and go on trips with, all of those things that we put meaning on, and sometimes we don't even hear it when a guy says, I can't give you what you want, or I'm not looking for the same things as you. Yeah, just because a man doesn't want the same things you want doesn't mean he doesn't like you and doesn't like you around, right? And we on to like highs, and then the lows feel so terrible. It's like this roller coaster of highs and lows that's almost like addictive to some of us. I can kind of relate to that myself. So that's what I found. Just because a guy's not ready for something serious doesn't mean he doesn't want to keep you around because he likes you. Like, who wouldn't want that, right?
Men are so in the moment. They are so in the moment. They will keep us around. They will enjoy dating us. They will eat our food. They will sleep with us. They will hang out with our families. They will do all these things. that we think is building a relationship with them. And to them,
Yeah.
they're just in the moment and they're having a really great time. There's a movie that has this as an example so clearly, and it's the movie Sideways. Helena, have you seen that movie? It's about wine.
I haven't.
Yeah,
No,
it
I
has
need to.
Paul Giamatti, and I think Hayden Smith, something, I can't remember his name, but the other guy is a man who just starts hanging out with this single mom, goes bowling with the family, goes hanging out with them, all this stuff, and the whole time he's married, you know?
Oh, wow.
And he's having a great time with this, doing this to a single mother. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but in case any of you want to see Sideways, but it's a great example of how men are just in the moment. They're just in that moment having a great family time. And women, we do not do this. If we don't like a man, that's it, you're done. See you later. We're not
right. And then
you.
yes, I've talked about in some of my programs, like the relationship roadmap, where we women think that every milestone is like getting us further and further to the commitment we want, like meeting his friends, meeting his family, or maybe his kids, having sex, going on trips. We think that each one of these things is getting us that much closer to the lifelong commitment or the relationship, whatever it is we're looking for, when it's not really like that for men. Men, it's like all those things happen. There's not a whole lot of meaning to them until the proposal or until lifelong commitment is like on the table. So it's important to not hang on to these things and place meaning and think like, oh, this is really going somewhere, unless the man has really communicated that.
Oh, so true. And I want to talk a little bit about the heartbreak aspect of this 3-day intensive. Now, again, Helena and I are going to be doing a 3-day intensive in September. It's for 3 days. And if I haven't said that enough, it's for 3 days. And you can find it at my website, which is everheartcoaching.com/unzipped, like you're unzipping your heart. Or anything else you decide to unzip, but that's the title of the program. It's from heartbroken to happily ever after. And I want to talk a little bit about the heartbroken part, because a lot of you have written to me, and some of you don't have a man that you like that you're dating, but you don't have a man that's necessarily broken your heart. So we're all carrying some sort of a little bit of baggage around with us, where we need some healing from someone in our past, even family members, parents, people who took care of you. There's things to heal from with those. So we are going to cover that in our group. We're going to cover in the intensive, we're going to cover how to heal from these people and things, even if it's not a man that's broken your heart. But for those of you who have had your heart broken by a man, I follow a philosophy and a guideline that works for about 3 months. When you start using these tools, you usually have a turnaround within 3 months or sooner. Now, if the man doesn't start showing action after that 3-month period, I really encourage you to swipe and pass, because this is a man that he is making a career out of this with you. This is his MO. This is what he does. He likes to pop into your life and pop out. And that's where you just have to really decide that you want a high quality man. You want a loving, long lasting relationship that leads to marriage, and get this man out of your cosmic energy. Because otherwise you're in the universe, I'm into married men. I'll sleep with married men. I'm into men that are in and out of my life. They can come in and out of my life, and that is what you'll keep attracting. You'll just keep attracting more of it to you.
Yes, I cannot agree more with that. You're like sending out this signal, like more of this, like I'm available for this, right?
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing, letting go of those guys, because we can have such strong feelings for them. We can feel so like bonded and chemically like attached to them. It's the hardest thing. But for me personally, I can tell you, I had to like let go of that energy before I could start attracting a different kind of man. So it's really important. And also, I just want to throw in, I love you said that some men make a career of this, and it's not your fault. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's just you're accepting. It's not that you're just accepting their behavior. You're accepting their crumbs. And some men, this is a pattern they repeat over and over and over. 10, 20 years from now, they might still be doing the same thing. So you don't want to take it personally or beat yourself up over it like you're not enough, because that's definitely not the case.
Definitely not. And that's something we help you heal from in the 3-day intensive. We go over that. That's a big part of this program. So I want to talk a little bit about who is Heartbreak to Happily Ever After for, just real quick. This is for those of you who are ready to find a high quality man. You're ready. This is what you want. You're clear. Okay? Because I don't want it to be like you're not sure. This is about clarity and knowing that I'm really ready to do this. I'm ready to attract that high quality man that I'm meant to spend the rest of my life with. You're ready to start building upon that. This is not for negative Nellies who just want to complain about how there are no men out there and how you can't meet someone and how every man you meet is a total loser and you're just attracting these bad quality men. If you're going to latch onto that, again, it's in your energy, it's in your vibe, and there are ways to switch that up. So I want you to go into this with a willingness to try something new and a willingness to change up your vibe and the energy around you. All right. This is also not for anyone who wants to control their man in the short term. You want to control him, send him a text that's manipulative in some way. You're absolutely going to get attention if you use some of those text your ex back programs. You will get attention. There's a very famous love coach out there who suggest women text things like, oh, you know, I'm in my bra and panties on the sofa about to have pizza and watch, you know, Spider-Man. Of course a guy is going to respond to that, but it is not going to get you the long-term relationship that you're wanting to develop with this man. And this is what Helena and I are here to do, is teach you how to get the long-term relationship.
Yes,
all right, so
I know.
yeah,
I've heard you say it once. I think it was an interview we did together. You said that sort of thing might attract part of a man's anatomy, but what you're attracting his heart, connecting to his heart, because that's like the only way that's ever going to get you some kind of permanent, lasting result.
Right on. It's specific anatomy it will work on, but not his heart. Exactly.
Right.
Right. Okay, so we're going to talk about when a man's confused. I'm just going to go over a couple of things that men say when they're confused. And Helena, you just jump in anytime if you want to say anything, okay?
That's great.
So sometimes the man will say things like, I love you, but I just don't know what I want yet. Or he'll say, can't we just hang out? I don't want to complicate things. Can't we just see where this goes? Have any of you heard that one? I don't want to complicate things. Can't we just see where this goes? Here's the next one. I've been hurt before. I've been hurt before, so I don't want to get involved too soon. Have any of you heard that one? Client of mine went through that one recently. I'm just not ready to be in a serious relationship. I'm just not ready. I'm not ready. Or they don't want to get married until they're like, 35 or 40 or some number in their head. All right? This one I hear so much from my clients. It blows my mind. Helena, do you hear this one? You deserve someone better than me.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I can't believe guys say this to girls, but I've had a couple of guys say it like, I don't deserve you. You deserve someone better than me. And I'm like, okay, let me try to mess up more. Why do men say this to us, that you deserve someone better than me? What do you think's going on with that?
I think there could be a few different things. I mean, men do really have terrible self-esteem, most of them deep down under the surface, but I think that if a man truly believes like this is the one for me, he wouldn't say something like that that's gonna like mess up his chances. He would he'd be like, okay, maybe she does deserve better, but I'm going after her anyway.
Yeah.
So it's the actions, it's not the words, you know, because
Yeah,
then
I'm
we
gonna
would
make it work.
think like that. Oh no, you're perfect for me. You know, we jump into convincing mode, which of course just pushes him further away.
Yeah, and I've always felt like it means that he can't match you in love or affection. Like he can't meet that bar that you're on. And so he'll tell you, he'll say, and this one I hear sometimes, I'm too busy to start a relationship. I'm working too many hours, or they're too stressed out to be in a relationship. Well, what does all of this mean, and what can we do about it? Helena, you wanna kick us off with that?
Sure. Okay. The first thing, I'm just kind of going over the notes we have here. The first thing, let's say a man tells you he's confused. He doesn't know if he can give you what he wants, something like that. The absolute first thing I would have a woman do is agree with him. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, and this is not a game or a strategy or some sort of tactic. The most important thing about this is it has to be authentic, has to be 100% authentic. So you have to sort of find the part of yourself that doesn't want a man who doesn't want you. You know, you want to choose the men who are choosing you first. So find that part of yourself that knows deep down, I know it's in there somewhere, that you don't want a man, you don't just want this specific man. You want a man who's totally sure about his feelings for you, knows he wants to be with you, where there's just no question about his availability or his willingness or desire to be with you. So I would agree.
So at that moment when the guy
Yeah.
something like this and he's like, no, I'm just not ready for a relationship or whatever it might be, is that the time when you should, really have a talk with him and find out if you guys are on the same page and things like that?
I would say no. No, it's very counterintuitive, right? We hear something like that, we want to talk it out, but that's kind of one of the worst things you can do. You can say, agree with him. You know what? Actually, I agree with you. It would actually feel really good to take some space for myself as well and just kind of figure out what it is I want. And then get out of there. And then it would feel good to go home now. And just get out of there. Create the space for him to feel that pull towards you. Like a man needs to feel that tension, feel that pull towards you, and you can't accomplish it with words. You can't do it by talking to a man about it. We talked about this last time in our last live video. It's distance and actions that a man responds to, not your words. You can't logically talk your way into convincing a man that he can't live without you. He has to feel it for you. He has to really feel that pull towards you. And when you're talking about the relationship, when he says he doesn't know what he wants, there's no way he's going to feel that. So again, I'll just repeat that because it's important. Men respond to distance and space, not words in situations.
Words. One of my most popular blog posts on my website is about how every year I'm at the beach, and I used to do animal training, which has helped me immensely with men with this whole stuff. There's so many interesting psychological philosophies that are true with humans as they are with like a dog or a cat. And every year I'm at the beach and someone's dog has gotten off their leash and the dog is just heading down the coastline, and the owner's running after it, yelling its name. And a couple of times I've stopped them or I've yelled, if you turn and run the other way, that dog will notice you're not following it and it'll turn around and chase you. And men are really similar. If you turn your back to them, they will have immediate innate reaction. Same if you're training horses. If you turn your back to a horse, if it's misbehaving, you turn your back to it. It's so powerful. And they'll have immediate reaction on a cellular level that words don't do. Okay, so words are really like this abstract thing in our minds. And this requires action. So again, one of the most powerful things you can do, if a man says this, you say, okay, and you turn your back and you go away and you let him go. Give him that time and space to pursue you. And that gives you the very best chances of that man coming back to you, missing your presence, missing your energy. missing the things that the things that the two of you are sharing. That gives you the best chances of reconnecting with that.
Yeah. Interject just in general, no matter what the situation is with men, typically I found we as women kind of fall in love. We feel connected when we're with a guy, when we're connecting. And yes, of course, men, that can happen for them too, but they typically fall in love when they're away from us, when they're missing us, because we've created that space like, oh, I really wish he was here to experience this with me. So it's a little different. The more we're to do things and make him spend time with you to create some kind of connection, it's sort of working against you, especially in situations like this where a man is not sure about what he wants.
So true. So what if you're just like so sure this is the man I want though? Like this is the man I'm meant to spend my life with. Like what's one of something that you recommend we can do?
Well, I like what you said. What you actually is counterintuitive. Zooming out. The less you can zero in and get that laser focus on this one particular man. So like I said a few minutes ago, it's not this one man that you want. It's an amazing relationship with the best possible, most masculine energy person for you. So the more you zero in and try to lock this guy down into some sort of cage or box or parameters, fit him into exactly what you want in your life, the more he's gonna back up and like disentangle himself from that. It's just instinctive. Even if he's a great guy and even if he really likes you or was really coming on strong in the beginning, the more you try to like capture him and lock him down, it's just instinctive, the more he's gonna back up. So if you were to create that space first, like Adrienne said, it's this instinctive thing, like they will turn around on a dime typically, then they might hit a wall in terms of what they're capable of emotionally or in terms of what they want. We talked about that last time, but at least this will give you the best shot of it working out either with this particular man or with a new man, someone you're about to meet who's way better, who would never in a million years say he's confused because he knows. Men know when a man is into you, it's like painfully obvious. they know.
Yes.
If a man says he's confused, one or two times, okay, it's that could be a red flag. But if it's this continual thing where he's always confused, he's telling you as clearly as he possibly can, he is not the right man for you. I've found it in my experience.
Right. And if they're not the right man for you, it doesn't mean that they can't come around with some time and with the right actions. And again, in our 3-day intensive, that's what we're going to show you how to do. We're going to give you the best possible chances to reattract the man that you want and have that connection and build that connection with him. And then with some time, and like I've said before, I would not give it more than 3 months. This is what I do with all of my clients, and I have been successful with everyone at reconnecting them with a man. But if you continue to have that sort of behavior with him, where he's hot and cold and he's in and out, and he's not allowing his heart to rebuild with you, that's when you need to move on. But I'll absolutely give you the very best chances of rebuilding with him and starting a new relationship that's going to be on a much stronger foundation.
Yes, and Adrienne, you did this yourself too, right? I think you shared last time that you had to create some space and with your now husband, right? And you said if you had stayed in that relationship the way things were, and sort of ignoring your own desires, you probably never would have gotten this great marriage you now have, right?
Oh, so true. I was completely discounting my needs and stuffing down what I needed in order to keep him happy because I was so afraid of losing him. So I was doing things which we often do. We do things to keep a man around, and we're up in our heads thinking, what can I do? What can I get to make this happen? What can I say? What can I wear? I would plan out entire conversations to have with him, excuse me, before I would see him, because I just felt like, I had to be this entertainment for him and this, wonderful experience for him. And the truth is, you actually don't have to do anything.
I completely relate to that. I remember like rehearsing my lines practically before dates or before having some sort of talk with a man, thinking that was going to get me somewhere. And it was just the opposite, because it was all about him. And if you think that a man cannot pick that up in your vibe, that you're trying to do something, you are mistaken. You know, that men can pick that up. And I found the opposite. It's like when you're connected to yourself and your feminine energy, you don't have to try so hard, because you're always in the right place at the right time with the perfect person saying the perfect words. So that really is the work, is connecting to yourself, so that this all falls into place. You don't have to strategize at all, really.
Absolutely. And in our intensive, one of the things we're going to teach you how to do is connect to yourself, because we think connecting to ourselves means everything. We share everything with the guy. And there's a big difference between drama and feelings. And once you learn that difference between drama and feelings and being up in your head, you know, thinking, planning, plotting what to do, versus you're just telling this man what you're feeling in your body. All men like to know what a woman is feeling, especially when it's good. And if you do that enough with a man, he's going to just feel this sense of warmth and wonderfulness when around you, because he's just able to, you know, step inside that world that you're in where a woman is feeling good, and he's going to connect with your heart that way. And when times do get rough, we're going to have things that, you know, don't feel good at certain times, but when that does happen, he's already connected to your heart. There's already that foundation. So that's what we're going to teach you how to do. So one of the things that I had such a difficult time doing was dating while I was in love with another man. And it was, I felt like I was cheating. I felt like I was lying. I felt like I was being bad, you know, by dating. I felt like I was being really, I don't know if you guys know this word, a floozy, for dating lots of men. I was really concerned what my neighbors thought, because I would sometimes have a different guy, you know, a couple of times a week come sit on the porch with me and have a, you know, a glass of wine or lemonade or something. And I was like, what do my neighbors think I'm doing over here with all these guys? But I was circular dating them all. And it was really difficult to take that first leap and figure out how this is going to work when my heart was so very much in love with one person. And what it really did was I was able to get my focus off of that just one man being the person I'm meant to be. So even though in my heart I still had very much strong attraction and commitment, and Helena, you know this, you were my coach way back then, you worked with me. I still did my due diligence here and dated other men, and it shifted my vibe, it shifted my energy, and it really changed me forever. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about, you know, dating, especially when you're with the confused man?
Yes. Well, number one thing I would say is you cannot be exclusive with a man who says he's confused. You just can't. You can't be exclusive with any man, in my opinion. Some people might disagree with me out there. Adrienne, I know you agree. Most coaches, you know, are experts in this, you know, trained in this sort of like philosophy would agree. Any man who's not totally crazy about you, coming towards you, wants you and is ready, just, you can't be exclusive with him. You'd go crazy. It would activate your neuroses like we talked about last time.
Yeah.
And yeah, any sort of waiting, every second you spend waiting for a man who is confused or doesn't know what he wants or thinks you deserve better, he's losing attraction for you. Every second you spend waiting for him. It's really true. It's like on this very deep instinctual level, right? So and it's not about him really, although yes, he's losing attraction for you if you're waiting for him, because, and respect too, he's losing that respect for you that he needs to feel. But it's for you, because how can you possibly stay sane when the only man in your world doesn't know if he wants to be with you? Oh my gosh, that feels awful, right? That's so terrible.
I gotta have that one guy who won't text me back, right?
Yeah. That's my thought. That's my thought on that.
I love it. I love it. because it really, your DNA does get triggered. There's that one guy, your DNA gets triggered that this man is a high quality man. I'm not saying that love is not authentic and that you don't have true and real feelings, and there's something familiar there that's creating attraction. We can break this all down scientifically, but ultimately when a man turns his back on you and he's aloof and he withdraws, he triggers a part of your DNA to pursue him. So how do you outsmart your DNA, but at the same time drop down into your body and find your feelings and all this stuff? The answer is in dating. It seems like it wouldn't work out that way, but the answer really is in dating lots of men, because you really figure out what it feels like to be pursued by a man, to be adored by a man, to be called and texted and coveted and shown affection by a man who is available, a man who isn't confused. And so this kind of adjusts your threshold for the amount of love that you're willing to receive. Because again, a lot of us are coming from families, relationships where our self-esteem has really, been chipped away at. Nasty voice is working on us a lot. And we lose that footing, that feeling, that baseline feeling of what it feels like to be pursued and adored by a man. And it's a wonderful feeling once you get that activated back in you, and it's in your vibe. You get around men and they know you're a goddess. They know they can't just, drop you and be around for a couple of days and then disappear. They know that they can't do that with you. They can sense it in you, and they can even sense it through your dating profile, which is amazing when you put that out there with the right energy.
I love that. Do you have any quick tips on how would you put that out there with the right energy? I don't know if I've ever heard that before put that way. I love it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just really vibe and energy. But I think when you're coming from this place of confidence and you're able to express your feelings and find your feelings freely, and you're not afraid of your feelings, you're not hiding your feelings from the world, and you can put that in your dating profile, that's a huge one. You can have photos out there that aren't like millions of selfies, You're having genuine photos that you can have conversations with men about that pique his interest. You're going to send a completely different message to men, and they're going to feel that in your vibe. And then when they meet you, they realize they need to talk on the phone with you. You're not going to stay up all night and chat with them and text with them. You're definitely not going to swap photos with them. You're just setting a level here. And I believe like attracts like. You don't even have to believe in law of attraction to believe that. But if this is in your energy and you know what it is you want to pull to you and what it is you want to attract, you're going to start attracting more and more of it. The more men you date, or the more men that you continue to be invested in, that are confused, that aren't showing up, you're going to send that message out to the universe that I want more of that. So there really is this bridge that you cross that is, it's sometimes so difficult getting you there, where you have to date guys you're not really that interested in. They'll say things that kind of turn you off at first because it's new and it's different and it's uncomfortable. But then you go out on a date with them and you kind of adjust to this new environment. You adjust to this new type of man, and you realize this guy is a total gentleman. He's pursuing me. He's calling me. He still might not be the one for you, but he shifts your vibe, and from that night forward, you're a different lady, because you have now realized, if I go and do something different, if I date a different type of man, something different has happened to me. And the best part of all, you feel good. You feel good. You're not up in your head trying to figure this man out, trying to solve the relationship. You're realizing you can sit back and receive, and it's such a wonderful feeling. Is it not, Helena? When you find it is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love what you said. We're basically handing people scripts of treat me like this, or we're sending that signal out more of this, like you said. It's so true. So we're basically telling a man what we're going to accept by what we accept. I love that. By not, not texting all night and sending photos back and forth, like having a boundary of what you want, being really clear on that. And you just don't accept anything less. It's really simple. There aren't really any rules about this really, except for the ones you make up for yourself, in my opinion. So if it doesn't feel good to text a guy endlessly without, talking to him or meeting him in person, don't do it.
Don't do it.
You want to make up for yourself around these things.
Because just to jump in, do any of you, and sound off if I'm wrong, do any of you really want to sit on your sofa and text a man all night instead of being out on a date with him and enjoying a movie or a glass of wine or dinner somewhere? Do you really want to be sitting at home texting him? The answer is probably no. So don't do it. Yeah.
Right. I love it. I love that. So, and I know maybe we could just give him a quick tip. Another thing we've talked about before, you said so brilliantly, like, what should a woman do if a man just endlessly wants to text her and doesn't pick up the phone or doesn't set up a date? I know you have a ton of great scripts for that and great ways to sort of set that boundary without shutting yourself down emotionally. Like, staying open, but having that really strong boundary in place is the key for all of this.
Yeah. And I have a great book called 500 Ways to Speak to a Man. And there are so many different variations of saying this, but I will share this one with all of you because it's so important. If a man keeps texting you and he's not taking the time to reach out and call you, you want to just kind of draw your line in the sand, cut him off and say, it's felt so wonderful connecting with you tonight. A phone call would feel great. And you give him your phone number. If he doesn't already have your phone number, like if it's on a dating app or something, and you see if he'll call. My clients have had really good success doing this and then offering their phone number at the end of that text. And that's one that I know you like to use as well, is a phone call would feel lovely. What do you think? And then what do you do if the guy just still keeps texting you, weeks go by, he's still texting you? What do you do then, Helena?
He's still texting and not calling?
Yeah.
Stop texting him. Yeah. Oh,
they can be stubborn sometimes.
Yeah.
They can be really stubborn.
It feels good to hear from you. Yeah, it would feel amazing to match your photo with your voice. What do you think? Question mark.
Oh,
if he keeps texting,
I love that one.
Right? Or most men would be thrilled. I mean, some men, even the most masculine energy men, need a little direction at times with online dating especially. They're used to rejection. They're used to women thinking that they're too pushy by asking for their number or moving it forward too quick. So I would say most guys would be thrilled with that. You're just handing him a little cheat sheet. Like, this was what would feel good. Oh my gosh, if he doesn't call you after that, drop him. Say, forget him.
Drop him. You can go broken record a couple of times. But after that, just stop responding. And I actually had a guy, I think about 2.5 months, he finally texted me back one time and he's like, what gives? I keep texting you and you don't call. And I finally said, I broke my rule, and I chatted back to him. And I said, I've suggested that it would, a couple of times, that it would feel better if you called, and you haven't, called me. And then he said, oh, that's because my phone is broken. I can't hear on my phone. And I was like, blocked.
Wow.
You can't fix your phone.
Wow, yeah. So good. Yes, you just drop. You want to know right away. You want to weed out the time wasters right away, because there's nothing there for you. You don't want to waste your time with men unless they're just completely stepping up, like springing forward to come get you. Now, what does all this do? Because there's still that one man, right? That one man you're still in love with that doesn't know what he wants, who's still confused. What does all of this dating stuff do for that relationship and for the man? Because I know it's not like we're not trying to make him jealous or play games. That's the last thing that we want to do.
A man can always tell when you're playing games. They won't say anything about it, but they will totally pick up that you're that girl. You're that girl. You're that kind of girl that plays games with them, and they will not invest in you in the long term.
Right. Right. So what will this do? What does this do? I think for what I would say is the end result you want is not, I'm going to do all this dating to get this one guy back, because that won't work. The result is a shift in your vibe. The result of all of this is a shift in your energy to where now you are at this other level, and you just won't accept anything less that doesn't feel good to you. So that man either needs to step up or not. And you have to trust that if he doesn't step up, that there's another guy right around the corner. There's always another guy right around the corner.
Always.
Right?
And when you least expect it, here they will all just show up.
Yeah.
So this has been awesome, Helena. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. And then if anybody has questions, now's the time to ask. We've got a couple of you still hanging on here. So this really is about your energy when you're out there. Are you attracting quality men? Is this what's in your vibe? Or do you tend to shut down when you get around high quality men? I know I did. I didn't feel like I was good enough for a certain caliber of man. I really didn't. And that was my nasty voice. So one of the things that we help dismantle is nasty voice. And we do it in a really loving, open way that's going to help you heal for the long term, so you can really attract that man you're meant to be with, or rebuild with the man that you love currently. So this is also going to teach you a new way of speaking and being that absolutely works. It is proven. I use it with all my clients. Helena's been doing this for a little bit longer than I have, and this is proven. It works. You're getting 2 seasoned coaches here who know how to take you to that next place. I talk about there's this crossing over point from, really being attached to one man to realizing how this works. And when that happens, you get it and you've got it figured out. You've got the tools, you've got the material to know how to do this. But once you get that, you can really begin to implement it in all areas of your life. And the added bonus is all of your relationships will improve. That's the really cool thing about how this works. We don't talk about that enough, but it really does improve all of your relationships with everyone. So the big thing here is that you're going to be discovering blocks that prevent you from finding and falling in love and even feeling love. And so often our mentor, Rory Ray, has said that women have the greatest issues with really commitment more than men. We have commitment problems.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, kind of in a different way than guys. But this is what we're going to do to help you get over that block of commitment. Again, the website is everheartcoaching.com/unzipped. It's going to be a 3-day intensive. Oh, what a cute baby.
This is Leo. He was messing with the cord. I was worried he's going to move the tripod. Yeah, this is Leo. He is just captured my heart.
Like a true Leo. He wants to be in the limelight, right?
He always likes to help.
I love him.
Whenever I'm doing a video, he just comes right up and starts messing with everything. So he's helping us out today.
Hi, Leo.
Yeah.
Hi, Leo. Helena, anything else you want to say about our intensive we're going to do in September? Anything else you want to add before we say?
Yeah. Do you have the dates with you? If not, we can post them. But just wanted to add, I got a couple questions. If you can't make the live, it's going to be video like this, not on Facebook, but on a different platform that's totally private.
Yeah.
If you can't make the live classes, you can send your questions in beforehand. We'll absolutely answer them, right? And you'll have access to that, the replays forever. So just because you can't make the live classes doesn't mean that we're not totally gonna work with your personal situation, and you'll have access to those recordings. Absolutely.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. This is going to be private. It is going to be videotaped. You'll have Helena and I both. And of course you get materials that we're going to send to you. You get more than 12 documents, 12 dating unzipped documents. One includes a an unreleased book by Helena, which is amazing. And all of my quick guides that you can actually keep on your phone and use before a date or just refresh yourself with. These tools are awesome. All of my clients totally love. And these documents, and they were part of my best-selling series, New Man Manifesto. So we are going to be on a private platform. It's just going to be us. We're going to have chat, or of course you can email us beforehand with any questions, and you'll be sent the replays. Now, the dates are September 5th, 7th, and 9th, if I recall correctly. I think it's a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday in September.
Yes, a question just came in. You want me to read it? I'll leave the name off in case be anonymous if we post this somewhere. So she says, what about if he is focused on getting himself to a certain place, wants to be with you, and is treating you like a girlfriend and pursuing you daily, but is afraid of expectations? I got to click to see more. Afraid of the expectations that come with a fully committed relationship. Great question, Adrienne. What would you say about that?
This is a lot like the one that I talked about earlier. I'm too busy, or I'm too stressed to start a relationship. My timing is off to start a relationship. So this is a man that absolutely wants to spend time with you. You're a beautiful girl, I can tell from your photo, and he's probably very much enjoying your company. So he's getting all the perks of being in a relationship with you, but really none of the rewards of being in a relationship together. And the rewards are what you're seeking long term. So this is a man who's, he's there, but he doesn't want to commit because of expectations, or really sounds to me like possibly being faithful. I mean, that's just my gut kind of picking up on that a little bit, because if he's coming around, he's texting you and he wants to be with you, well, there's really not much more. There's not too much more to a good dating relationship than that, except faithfulness, being sexually exclusive.
Yeah, and men in general, he wants it all to be his idea. He wants to commit to you. He wants to chase after you, and every man dreams of getting a full commitment from their dream girl, so this I hear stuff like this so often. It's a little bit of a red flag, but it doesn't mean that you can't absolutely turn it around with the methods that we're talking about here.
So I mean, keep dating him, but know that he's, if you want to keep dating him and he feels good to be around, you can sort of selfishly date him, if you like him, or if you, I don't know if you're sexually exclusive with him or not, but that's a very important one. If he's going to be your boy toy or something like that, you can selfishly keep him around. But if you really want to establish a relationship with him, at some point you will probably have to walk away and shut the door and make sure he knows it's for good, unless he's willing to step up.
Yes. Someone else said, I wrote you on your new page tonight. Do you have...
I don't know if I can access it, but you're welcome to ask your question here, Amy, and would love to have all of you join us over at the Unzipped 3-day intensive. I want to give you that web address one more time. It's everheartcoaching.com/unzipped. It's 3-day, it's low on cost, high on value. We are going to jam pack everything into those 3 days. I don't think Amy's writing. Helena, anything else you want to add before we say goodbye?
Oh, just that this was so much fun, and we're going to hopefully do another one of these in a couple days. So if anyone has like a specific topic that you've been struggling with, like a general topic like this one, what to do when a man's confused, we would love to talk with you some more. We love doing these. So anything, you could post it in the group or email one of us, and we'll talk to you again soon, probably in the next couple days, right?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, we're
maybe Friday towards the weekend.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
Friday.
Yeah. What do you say, Helena?
Forward to you in the program too, for anyone that really wants a lot of like personalized attention for your unique situation. It's going to be amazing. So we're really excited for that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. As always, just shoot us an email or contact me on Facebook Messenger. And thank you again, Helena, for being with us. I can't wait to do this intensive with you in September. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to see what happens for everyone's love life.
I'm so excited. We will talk to you guys again soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.